Good day. Welcome to Yoga with Bliss, or senior yoga, or extra gentle and smooth yoga, or yoga for people who just had a knee replacement, or yoga for people who want to love their bodies more. You get the gist. We are still a cappella. This will allow us to tune more into our body pace so that you don't move the pace of the music. Move the pace that your body tells you, slower or more quickly, as we do our warm up. And I usually talk with a little rhythm. When you do this on your own in YouTube, put on some music of your own and move the way that works for you. All righty. I'm going to just make sure my chair it matches. My chair is out of the scene. Yes, it is. So here we are. You've got bare feet for yoga, or do you have support for some reason you wear shoes or some type of arch support? Are you going to work on your mat, or do you like to work on a flat surface? I'll be honest with you. I don't know. This is a new area for me to work in, so I'm going to have to play with it. I'm going to call attention. I have a counter right here. I'll be doing some work. It would be like doing this would be a plank on the back of a couch or your kitchen countertop or your kitchen sink. You get the gist. You can also, anytime I head to the floor, you can head to a couch or a bed. Let's stand in a nice mountain. All right, I guess I am going on the soft surface. For me, my feet are right below my hip sockets. Some people like to go a little wider. Some people put their feet right together. Your body knows. Make yourself comfortable. Do you have weight on your big toe joint, baby toe joint, front of the foot, heel? Let's do a shoulder roll. Up, back, and down. See how my hands have faced forward? I want to show you on a side view. Up, back, and down. My hands are right here in the side seam of my body. I'm not forward. I'm not back. I'm right here in the side seam. That palms forward shoulder roll tends to accomplish that. Have you been breathing as I talk? Let's do shoulder rolls. You relax your hands on the shoulder roll. Feel how with your shoulder roll, there's like a neck massage. Now I cope with a lot of calcium deposits in my shoulders. So as I do this, I can feel all the muscles around my shoulders are kind of warming up. Notice how I'm also lifting my hip, almost like a hip circle from belly dance. Joyce, you remember when we did that in 2002? And now look right at my little feet. I'm rolling my feet down onto the ground from ball to heel. So the shoulder roll becomes a whole body movement. Let's stand in the mountain again. Breathing. Pelvic tilt. Legs straight but not locked. Sternum lift. Chin tucked. One last shoulder roll. Keep that beautiful form and let's step wide. I don't know how wide your body knows. And shift your weight from side to side. For those of you who've been with me literally for decades, I'm going to do a lot of the familiar moves with extra body awareness and body pace work. Look at my feet. Push off, push off, push off. Let's add the arms. It's like you're tracing a smile with your hands. How does your back feel? My back is telling me, oh yes, this is working my back muscles. I also have arthritis in the spine. So I'm working the muscles around it that support my spine. Now I have windshield wipers at first. See how the windshield wipers let my shoulder rest and have less weight moving side to side that my spine area is supporting. Now as my arms come higher, I feel the muscles along my spine, my side, work harder, my shoulder muscles. Listen to your body. Move your arms tracing a rainbow or windshield wipers. If windshield wipers, make your wipers as high as your body allows. So we always listen to the body, but we intend to further. Now, there might be people in class today who want to be very wide with their legs. Let's go under here. Now, I have not leaned forward. I'm not going so wide. You go as wide as you want, but we're up tall. I'll lean forward later. Right now, we're working on the posture muscles over the top that help you be up tall. Here we are. Muscles on the side of the body, breathing. Now, as I think of the side of the body, I want to pull myself together. And I'll tell you what I'm thinking of. Right here, gluteus medius. My feet are going to remain flexed, and I'm just going to lift my foot behind. So Amy, this is one of those moves, extra gentle. You might lift your foot back far behind. Body tall, keep your pelvic tilt. That protects the low back. So it's funny, I want to go real slow for my back awareness, feeling my gluteus medius work. Oh, that shoulder squeeze together. Doesn't that feel good? But I have to go fast enough so I don't fall over. So isn't it interesting? The body pace movement is also balance movement if you happen to choose to go slower. Right about now, can't you feel that gluteus medius muscles all along the sacroiliac, like underneath your dimples, your low back a little bit? Let's stop that, center it up. Now, side view, pelvic tilt, so your pelvis is level. Don't lean it way forward. Don't stick it out back. Level pelvis. Lifted sternum. Shoulders up, back, and down. All righty. My feet are underneath my hips, and I'm going to do a pelvic tilt and an arch. Pelvic tilt and arch. Be aware. Move as gently as you need. Now, do you want to rock your pelvic tilt and arch a little faster? Do you want to do the movement very slowly, especially if you're really warming up the muscles in the back? Give it an extra careful, slow, intense contraction in the back. So I'm assuming everybody's doing this at their own pace. Shoulder roll it out. And now I can't resist. I don't know why belly dance moves are coming to my mind. Maybe because they're so good for the spine. Here's your feet under your hips. I'm just going to do a hip circle. That's all, just a hip circle. In belly dance, we would get our hands out of the way to focus on the low body. Some people like to leave your hands on your hips to feel the hip circle. I'll give you a side view of the hip circle. So I'm not doing this with my butt. I'm doing this subtle with my pelvic girdle. Let's go the other direction. There we are. Well, I'm so glad we don't have the music because I need to do all different paces breathing. Find your mountain. Let's think of the back of your thighs, your hamstrings. Here I've got a hamstring curl. Yes, I added a bicep curl also. Let me show you a side view. You are up tall for this. A lot of times you feel like you want to lean forward. No, come on up and lift. Keep your knee pointing down. Don't let your knee pick up here because that turns into a psoas and hip flexor contraction. You want the back of your thigh. As a matter of fact, I'm going to change my arms. I'm going to let my arms touch the back of my thigh as I curl. That's making me curl a little more. Your pace, not mine. Go slower than I do. Go faster than I. What about doubles? Here's 2 curls. So I'm touching the back of my leg. Not really, I can't reach there, but I'm in that direction. And it's reminding me to curl. Oh, look at my hands. I just did a curl like that with my hands. As I touched my thigh, it caused me to contract my hamstring more. How's that feeling? Take a moment. Wide leg, shoulder roll. Shift your weight from side to side. Let yourself breathe. Very nice. I did mention hip flexors. Let's just go for a walk. Now, if you've had a knee replacement, this bend in the knee as you lift might be difficult. So you may go for a walk with just a little toe touch and then lift a little more as your body allows. Are you breathing? Doesn't it feel natural to reach across? Your pace? The slower you go, the more you work on balance and the more time you have to really feel into it and what's right for you. The more you go at a quicker pace, it's a little more aerobic. Sometimes you get a little more momentum in the movement. That might be okay, that might not. How about we stand tall? Mountain, pelvic tilt, sternum lift, shoulders down, chin tuck. Fabulous. How about a chair? It's going to become part of the warm-up. So for my chair, I'll turn sideways for you. I don't go down far, but I want you to look at that nice straight back. I'm going to let my arms be here to reiterate my straight back. Many people do their chair with their feet right underneath, right together. I choose a little wider to leave room for my great belly. Breathing, sit your chair down. It's funny, I can't sit down hardly at all yet. Isn't that a beautiful word, yet? But I'm sitting down where my body will allow. I lost a lot of flexibility from things that happened after the knee surgery. So your chair is way lower than mine, probably. Or maybe it isn't. How about your arms? Do you want to bring your arms in like you're having a watermelon? Do you want with your chair to extend your arms out? Can you feel the low back? Amy, be aware. Sit your chair down, but get that awareness of the low back so you don't do too much. When the arms come up, there's even more in the low back. So I just looked at myself on the monitor. I know this is a barely expression of a chair. Push yourself up to tall. When you come tall, don't lean out forward. Just come tall. My roundness and softness in the front of my body might make me look like I'm leaning. No, I'm beautifully tall. Straight. I'm never tall, but I'm straight. All right, let's take this down into your chair. Reiterate your flat back. Dip down as low as your knees and your ankles and your hips allow. And then find the right arms for you. Your body, your chair. Breathe and intensify. Breathe and intensify. And when you're ready, push it up. I'm just going to switch between a mountain and a chair with a little more rhythm to it. Choose your foot position. Push back, flat back. Choose your arm. Sit down. Come on up. Find your mountain. Push back, flat back. Lift up. Choose your chair. Choose your arms. Come tall. Very nice. Flat back. Sit her down. Sit her down. Choose your arms. Sit her down. Come on up. One last time. Here we sit. Flat back, lift down, up. Your best chair. Stay there. Stay there. Lift your shoulders where they will. Intend. Neutral neck. Shine that chest up. Sit that butt down. And one last come back to your mountain. Breathing. I got to roll my shoulders, feel my hips circle, walk my feet around. Body acceptance. Some people had a chair so deep. Some people had a chair where it barely looked like you were sitting your chair down at all. Was it your chair? Then it was the perfect chair. You do what you can and intend a little further. I'm going to play with a chair and a forward fold. So here we are, up tall, pelvic tilt, sternum lift, beautiful mountain. Choose your foot width for your chair. Sit yourself down, breathing. In your chair, feel yourself fold forward just to your knees. We didn't get our blocks yet. I'm actually holding onto my knees or my shin, breathing. Notice the flat back. It's a flat back forward fold. Breathing, flat back still. Push yourself up, push yourself tall, and then sit it into a chair. There we go. Flat back, forward fold, flat back, flat back. Breathing. Push yourself up to a tall mountain. Sit your mountain down into your chair with a flat back. And here we have a flat back, forward fold. Now, keep the back flat. Hold on to a stool, a stack of blocks. Let your body lean down to your lowest with a flat back. Be with it. And we're going to take this and turn it into, I got to get my blocks, girls. Okay, I do happen to know we've got all females in the class in Zoom, but a guy might be here. In Chicago, we say guys for any group of any gender. Now, where was I? I did a chair into a forward fold with a flat back. Let's start with our mountain. To our chair, did you get your blocks? Find your chair. Forward fold, flat back. First, I held on to my knees. I lowered to my lowest flat back, and I found my flat back forward fold. And I got to point out what you have going on right here. The flat back forward fold to support is a table in a standing position. Let's take this table and turn it into a standing. Exhale, cat on a fence. Sway back horse or cow. Now, sway back horse makes sense because your back is arching as much as you would. Why do they call it a cow? Think of your udders hanging down, the back arches, that you don't give yourself a crick in the neck, but you do let your face look upward gently, comfortably. Let's go to the cat, tuck under, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, round and up. See how I have this little rocking action going? Arthritis taught me that. The little rocking that I do in my cat-cow, standing or kneeling, really helps me to have better proprioception. Let's go into our cow. On the cow, inhale as your chest opens, and then just breathe naturally as you feel. Yes, I do unlock my knees, maybe even bend them a little more on my cow. On my cat, I let my legs come all the way straight. Anyone with a knee replacement, this is an opportunity to work on full extension and actually straighten those legs. So here's softening the knee, and here's straightening the knee. Here's your cow. There's your cat. Let's go back to a standing table and round yourself over into just a regular old forward fold. You like your forward fold onto a block or an ottoman. We're going to take our forward fold for a walk. I turned diagonally so you could see both knees a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm not going to use the blocks. I'll use pretend block. I let one knee bend. The other went into full extension all the way straight. Don't hyperextend it and bow it backward, just to straight. The other knee one bends, this one too straight. So find your proper forward fold and take your forward fold for a walk. You know what we have going on here? We worked your gluteus medius breathing with those side leg lifts. We worked your buns with those chairs while we take our forward fold for a walk. We're now stretching out. Relax your head. I was looking at the ground. It put a crick in my neck. Relax your neck and walk your forward fold. Now, I want to move from forward fold into another move that's not official in yoga. It's one of those Kelly-fied moves. So forward fold just means your hands are right here on your block or ottoman, but they're right next to you. That's the forward fold. Let's take a moment, stabilize your weight-bearing legs, stop walking, and just take your forward fold out a little bit. So you put a little weight on your hands. How's that feel? So I don't have any weight on my hands. My hands are just right here. But if I went out, I have a little weight on my hands. And for me, I need a block to do that. You know what this is? Oh, let me see. Maybe I could come out a little more. Let me check it out here. All right, I'm out a little more. This is a short dog. And here we are walking the short dog. And by short, I mean the distance between your hands and feet is shorter than the traditional. By the way, you may be all the way up on an ottoman doing your short dog, or you may be up on a kitchen counter doing your short dog. Everybody's walking their dog in the way that works for your body. Are you breathing while you do? Let's take our short dog walk and bring it back to a forward fold. Very nice. I want to get up with a flat back. So I'm going to sit my butt down and lift my chest, shining forward so I have a flat back. So here I was rounded. Sit down, chest lift, arise, flat back, arise into your mountain. Breathe, feel that mountain. Come slowly up if you need to. Yes, we hung upside down for a long time. Let's lift, lift, lift the spine. Breathe, take your shoulders down, reach your fingertips to the ground, long neck. Lift the spine as if your head had a string in the center of it. You were an ornament hanging from a tree, but reach your fingertips down for the longest neck ever. I'm going to widen my stance so I have a little better balance. Check my pelvic tilt, sternum lift, shoulders down, chin tucked. There we are. With great awareness and care. Exhale, both shoulders down. Next time. Exhale, one ear in the direction of the shoulder carefully. Carefully, just a little. Carefully. Now I'm going to lean my core and lean over and lean over. Now, many people will lean quite far. Some will hold on. Can't you feel? Notice my legs. They're the same. I didn't do leaning to one leg or the other. I'm just doing a standing centered side lean. There we are. I look down. How did that feel on my neck? I look up. How did that feel on my neck? Pay attention. I can't see you, Doriva, but I feel like I want to say to you, double check that shoulder is open. My shoulder really appreciated the openness, and I thought yours might too. And then come back to neutral. Here we are. Okay, I got to do a few pelvic tilt and release. Now I'm back to neutral. Okay, yes, I shook my neck. Now I'm back to neutral. All right, here we are. Feel your groundedness. Weight on both feet, knees unlocked, pelvic tilt. Body stationary shoulders tilt. With an exhale, ear toward shoulder only as much as your body allows. Keep your legs the same. It's like one of those plastic toys a kid would have sitting atop of a horse, breathing. And now tilt the body. Do you want to hold on when you do this? Do you want to dangle? Are you so flexible that you reach way down? This shoulder stays back. And as we do, can't you feel this arm wanting to come up? It does. Shoulder back. Come on. Come on. So it's just a side lean. It's not a full side angle where we've got one leg bent, one straight. It's just the upper body. Lean. Oh, look down and feel the neck. Look up. Reaching, feeling, being. I gotta go down one more time, carefully, carefully. I come up one more time, that's so nice. And I bring myself back to neutral. See how your arms are right out here? Knees are unlocked. How about we do a swan dive with wide legs? Here we go. Flat back, flat back, flat back, flat back. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to lift my arms to stay level. They won't do it, but I'm gonna try. Flat back. And now I'm coming right up to a star. Now let's stay in the star. Lift. Breathe. Pelvic tilt, sternum lift, shoulders low, knees straight. You might even choose to lock them, but don't bow them backward. No hyperextension. So there was star. Unlock your knees. Get back on your horse. Let's take the arms out into your swan dive, flat back. Reiterate your flat back, flat back, flat back. Lift the arms as near level as they will go. We're working your upper back, by the way. Let's come on down. I got to show you the flat back. If you don't feel good coming way down with the flat back, it might be right up here. Take your arms out. Come on down. Take your arms out. Come on down. You're working everything. I swear to God, my toes are working. Do you like to be up a little? Does your body have tons of flexibility and you're down even more? Wherever it is a flat back. And now keep your arms out, push with your feet or rise with your flat back. Very nice. Come on up and let's do some shoulder rolls. Wasn't that beautiful in your upper back? Yeah, baby. Speaking of which, let's relax it. Wide mountain, pelvic tilt, sternum lift, shoulders low, chin tuck. And keep your bottom half stationary. And let your upper body rotate ever so gently, ever so nicely. Now, here's an interesting thing. There were days when I used to like to do this with enough speed that I got some momentum. I don't recommend that as we age. We want to move knees out. My knees started to collapse in. Knees out. I like to move with an amount of pace so that I have lots of control and I squeeze back, squeeze back. I don't fling back. I squeeze back. Are you breathing? So nice. Squeeze back. Okay, this was with your weeping willow branches down by your hips. Let's take your weeping willow branches by your shoulders. If they don't feel good, let them limp. But try it here and come on around. And here we go. Now, when this arm goes back, I'm pulling this elbow back, back. On my one side, with lots of calcium deposits, it won't go very far back. Fine. I say thank you for what you will do. And I intend with care to do more. Rotating gently. No collapsed knees, Kathy. I can just feel in my mind's eye your knee wants to come on in. Take it out. Keep it out. All right, what about up here? My one shoulder might not like it. I have to feel into it. And see how your rotation, yes, it does do other things with your back. How does your rotation feel with your great high branches? This is no longer a weeping willow. This is a big, tall maple tree or oak tree. Breathing. Come on, center. I have to shoulder roll my way up. And I must tell you, As a chick with arthritis, spinal stenosis, ruptured discs, my back loved that. Here's that hip circle, foot massage, shoulder roll, breathe and be very nice. Very nice. All right, I want to do the laziest standing cat cow you ever saw. Body tall, flat back. Just lean forward and put your hands anywhere they'll reach. Mine only reach to my hip creases. I know a lot of you guys will reach to your thigh. And do a round and an arch and around. I've leaned over a little, around and an arch. Want to lean over more and an arch. Here's a round and an arch. Let's do one last round. One last flat back. Come to flat back and arise. We will do the same thing up tall. Here we are. Your hands go maybe on the hip crease, whatever your body proportion, and feel around and come tall. Look, I did not bend forward on this one. And come tall and around and come tall. Oh, you're giving your spine such a lovely massage. Take your body with your hands to the side. We're coming slowly. Here we are. It's a spine massage. Keep this shoulder back, the top arm shoulder back. On the other side. It's a spine massage, side to side this time. Did you want to be a little wider? You get a little more thigh work. Oh, this did inspire me for thigh work. Are you breathing? Fabulous. Let's have a goddess. Take a moment. I actually have to look. Are my thigh bones and my feet in the same direction? You have to be careful, Joanne. You tend to turn your toes out too much. You want them in the same direction. That gives you your most stable goddess. Are you breathing? Yes, we've had a little rhythm to some of our yoga poses. Double check, pelvic tilt, sternum lift, chin tuck. Shoulders are still low. Don't let your shoulders get up here. Shoulders are low. Now I'm going to show you something. This arm, I'm intending it to be, I'll show you, side view. This arm is right here up tall. It's straight in line with the side of my body. This gives a very fabulous, important mobility to the shoulder. On this side, I've got my elbow level with my shoulder, and I'm intending my thumbs to the back wall. This side doesn't do it. That's all right. I say thank you. You intend. That's a fabulous goddess. Beautiful. Take your palms to the back wall. Keep your elbows up as much as they will. If they don't come up, that's all right. Palms to the back wall. Come on up. Palms to the front wall with care. With care. You saw me grimace? I don't do things into pain, but I am at the very edge of what my calcium deposits in my shoulder will allow me to do. And you know why? We move with care, gratitude, and appreciation to the limits that our body will allow. Come on down. Let's trace a smile with your arms. And that allows your body to maintain itself as the decades pass. If we accommodate, we get to do less and less and less. We want to accommodate and intend further. See the difference? Don't just keep limiting and accommodating. Accommodate and intend further. Beautiful. Let's take a moment. I need a mountain while I think. Breathe. We're going to find our way to the mat, or are you going to your bed or to your couch? I actually have a massage platform that's 18-inch soft floor. Sometimes I work on that. So your body, your way. I'm going to say get down any way you want. Sometimes I get down with yoga moves, and you may join me. So here we have, actually when I work in my garden, I would get down this way a lot. That's past tense. I do it slightly different with my new knee, body tall. Best mountain center, find your breath. Where will your feet be for your best forward fold? We're going to let our bodies round down. We did a whole bunch of flat back round down. Round down to your best forward fold. While you're here, come on, hang out. Relax the neck. Let your hands walk to one side, turn one foot out, and you're just stretching this hamstring and this glute more thoroughly. You might be up taller, you might be down lower, your body, your way. Use your breath. Find your center. Use your blocks, your abdomen. Turn the foot out the other way. This substantial hamstring stretch helps me get down to the floor. That's why I did it first. Now, are you going to lower right down into a table, one leg at a time, with care and gentleness? To be honest, I'm going to try it. I know I can lower, I just don't know. Oh, look, if you have tender knees, get yourself a little extra cushion. I've been kneeling on my bed with my new bionic knee. Oh my gosh, it loves that little mat. So there you are in your table. I know I'm getting us down to the ground, but we're here. How can we resist? Just a little work. Will your leg come out long where you could do keep your back flat, no big arch, neck flat. Weight on your hands. If your wrists bother you, try a knuckle stance or a block where your wrist is not as bent. Lift up that heel, work the buns, work the low back. Are you breathing? That's all. Let's do the other side. Breathe and be. You're here, guys, for my first full body kneel. Oh my God, it's fine. Flex that foot. Hips toward the ground, shoulders toward the ground, wrists comfortable, shoulders are working. Eye of the elbow forward. Here's that heel. Lift. Hip bone doesn't move, stays pointed to the ground. Lift with your glutes. Low back stays flat. Tiny little movement. Lift with your glutes. Are you breathing and being? Here's 2 more times. And there's your last one. Take your time. Oh, how about a little cat-cow at your body's pace? Go slow. Go slow. Amy, I swear to God, in the spot you were just telling me you were tender, I did a too quick cat-cow, and my body said, yo! Body pace movement. It is amazing what we can do at different ages, at different recovery stages from illnesses. Amazing what we can do when we are careful as we move. Take a moment. I'm telling you why I have a block on each side. It's kind of silly. When I go to, in rehab, they kept saying, push off on the bed. I said, what bed? There's no bed within inches of my arms. What do you mean push off on the bed? So my hubby brought in my yoga blocks and I pushed off from the yoga blocks. By the time I left, they had yoga blocks in every room. Other people have short arms too, but not everyone. I know we've got lots of people in the practice who can push off and feel real tall. Are you breathing? Now, Joanne, Diane, you, Kathy, you might like to be up against a wall for this. We're just in a staff posture. Yes, it stretches the back of the body. Are you breathing? When you push up, don't let your shoulders get all up here. You're just low shoulders, push up and feel your tall self. The back of your body said, thank you, that was enough, I'm tired, let's come on out. This changes the stretch. You're still against the wall, it's going to help. Stretches different things in the hip area. So with Breathe and find your best wide stretch. Now, I know several people in here like to do what I call the kid in the sandbox stretch. Here's what I have learned. I'm going to encourage you to head towards, so that's toes out. It's not dangerous, it's fine. Just misses some of the hip stuff. Try to move your toes up. So not out, but up. Even if your legs need to be quite bent. If you'll want a pillow, not a block, to go under your knees. Toes up in whatever posture you have. If your body allows you, and it really, we have such different hip sockets, such different length, ligaments, tendons, muscles. Don't compare yourself with anybody, but look at your feet. You try to get them to come pointing upward with your V-sit and your support. If you've had a knee replacement and you're working on that your knee does not straighten, make sure you give yourself as much pillow as you need under here. I started out with a great big 6-inch roller under here. And probably because I had this before my surgery, I was able to get my leg down pretty close to straight. It's not quite. So you might just, wherever you are, listen to your body, support yourself up. You're stretching while I'm talking. Or press yourself down in your thighs. What's right for you. So here's a silly thing. When I press down my hand onto my thigh, it pushes too much on the bone of my thigh. It hurts. So what I realized is I could just go right, I put my block here and leaned on my block. So this is me doing my super straightening of my knee replacement in a relaxed manner. Everyone is different. You're not in the position I'm in. And we've all been playing with our V-sit our way. Let's think of the spine. You're up against the wall, perhaps. Really, like half the people in the Zoom group are probably up against the wall. Stay tall like you are and imagine yourself leaning forward. You probably won't. You'll just have a little less of your body in contact with the wall. I don't know how it's like I'm still touching the wall, but not leaning on it as hard. Some people who have different length ligaments can take that flat back and lean forward a little more. I used to, like 2 years ago, be able to, with a flat back, put my body down to the ground. Not now. That's all right, accept my body. Appreciate what my body will give me. Oh, Kathy showed me this one. With blocks out front, sometimes you can get just the right lean with support. It feels good. And you may want different legs. Sometimes you can take your arms out and lean down and get a shoulder stretch too. I can feel this is a challenge to many things. I don't need to bore you listing them all. So I'm just breathing into it. I encourage you to do the same. Breathing into it, we're stretching the back of your body in different ways. Breathing into it. Don't follow me. Let your round now. Go ahead, round. We did flat back for a while and came down. Now we're round. Don't pull yourself round. Just let yourself relaxedly round. Don't pull yourself down by crunching your spine into a deeper curve. Lean yourself forward with a slightly rounded back. Let yourself breathe. Where are you? You want to have like you want to have an ottoman out in front of you? So you just lean on that ottoman. Does your body say, oh, I could lean on something a little lower? Listen to what your body says. It's usually, I used to 2 years ago put my forehead on the ground. Today, I want ottoman height. It feels great. What does your body need today? Notice your feet. Don't let them collapse all the way in. They're not quite out. Try to let them be pointing up. Oh, I wanted to stay here long enough for you to play with many, many different positions. That was the back of your body stretching. let's do something where we stretch the front of your body. Now, many people can do things way more intense than I can. I'll encourage you to have your strap nearby. This next thing I'm going to show you is completely unavailable to me, yet I will show you in case it's available to you. If you were to put your yoga strap on your foot in some way, I'm just tying a little loop, in some way that your yoga strap is going to stay on your foot when you move around, you might, when we're laying on our bellies, your strap will be longer than mine. You may use your yoga strap to pull your leg. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm just going to let mine sit here. I don't think I'll use it for anything. Lay yourself down on your belly with care and gentleness. Are you on your bed? Are you on your couch? You don't have to be down on a mat. Let yourself breathe. It is funny, as I have aged, my bones poke through my softness into the ground, so I have to be careful. Where are we now? Am I looking right here? Yes, you can see me. Top of my feet press into the ground. Palms press into the ground. Elbows under shoulders. Breathe a moment. This is your Sphinx. Does this bother your back? Let your Sphinx put your forehead on your hands. So you have a low Sphinx. You have a high Sphinx, your body, your way. All right, so what's with the foot? Some people can bend this leg. I can't even reach around to show you it. Can bend this leg and get hold of their foot and pull it. Many people can do that. I can't. Oh, and my strap fell off. But if I had a strap that was on, I could pull my foot toward me. Breathing. So I've laid my upper body down and pulled one foot. Let's try the other. Here we are. Can you reach that foot? Then get hold of it and give it a pull. Can you reach your yoga strap? Wiggle around. Nobody's watching. Do what you want. Give it a pull. Are you breathing? Pulling. Release your legs. Now let's do a stretch again for the upper body. We've got your Sphinx. I'm going to turn my Sphinx into a cobra. See where my hands are? This is a customized, more gentle cobra. Before we start, the most important thing is your pelvic tilt. I had to move around to arrange the softness on the front of my body and get a really good pelvic tilt. That's what protects your low back. Amy, be aware of this. Do not over crunch your low back. You might stay right here. You may push up with your hands out front. This is a customized cobra. Are you breathing? Neutral neck. Let's everybody come back to Sphinx, or maybe your low Sphinx. What do you want? A regular cobra, you put your hands where your elbows were. And with an arm press yourself up if your body will. Pelvic tilt, protect that back. Breathing. For me, this uses my maximum arm strength. So I'm actually enjoying the challenge. Don't lock the arms. They're long but not locked, maybe even eye of the elbow forward if your hands go in that position. Listen to your body. Come on down. Did you feel it? We stretched the lower body in front when we bent these legs and pulled them forward. We stretched the upper body in front with whatever cobra was right for you. Breathe and be. Let's turn on our sides and do some more stretching. All right, there's a clock somewhere, but I can't find it. Okay, I saw it. You're on your side. I need a pillow. Suzanne, if you're here, remember, get the 3-inch block. Feels better for many people. I use a 4-inch block. See that nice neutral neck? I don't want it bent up. I don't want it bent down. Did I say stretch the front of your body? Got some room back there? Breathing. I'm just going to let this arm come forward and I'm supporting it, hugging it as you were. Bottom leg is bent. Your back should be comfortable. Top leg comes long. Now take a moment. Look at your leg. I looked at mine and it was a little bit forward. That leg should be straight down. I actually have to almost push this hip forward to get that leg straight down. Excuse me, I have to look again. Oh, good, it is. Now, with that leg straight down, let it fall down, down. For me, this is very difficult. This is the iliacus up under your hip bone stretching. I know from before COVID, when you guys were in the studio, most of you just set your foot right down, breathing. Now that your foot's there, just rock that hip forward and back. We're loosening up the iliacus part of your hip flexor system. Now let's continue to stretch the front of your body. Diane, I know you like your bent leg, but leave it long. Take your long leg behind you, slide it along the ground. Oh, something's in my way. Well, pretend my leg went back far. Sliding along the ground. There you go. You're so ad. It's getting such a nice stretch. I've pulled my shoulder forward. I've stretched my leg back. And my psoas, in my mind's eye, I want to think of it. It's connected to my spine on the inside by my waistband. Goes straight down through my pelvic girdle and then connects right in here to the thigh bone. That's why when the thigh goes back, this psoas gets such a lovely stretch. All right, now, Diane, bend that top leg and let that leg touch the ground. And we've just added in the quadricep stretch from heaven. Breathing. It turns out after a knee, oh, my knee was up in the air, let it drop down as much as yours will. After a knee replacement, some of the trouble bending is swelling. Some of the trouble bending is all sorts of things, but some of it is tight quadriceps. So you know what I did? I went to bed at night, laid on my side and did this stretch. And it got to the point where my whole body craved each morning and each night to do these stretches that let my muscles go back to the way they were before they tightened up. They might have tightened up for age. They might have tightened up because of a surgery. Breathe into it and relax the muscles. You're not pulling the muscles. You're not hurting the muscles. You're loving the muscles and relax them back to the length they were at a time before, or maybe longer than they ever were. All right, I'm going to pull myself together ever so slowly and roll over and do the other side. I'm going to face the other way so you can see what that whole thing looks like from behind. Breathing. It turns out rolling over is one of my more challenging things in life these days. All righty. Got your pillow? You on your side? Did you get in a spot where you have room behind you? Oh, good, you can see me. I just checked. Oh, curl up into your neutral position. Feel your hips are stacked. Take this arm and pull it forward. Your shoulders are stacked or fold, shoulder leaning forward. By the way, you might want to hold on to a block out here and let that arm hang out. Here's the leg. Long. I have to look at it. See, it was a little forward. Get that leg long. My psoas is tighter. And so when I just go straight, that's actually a stretch. Now I'm going to let the side of the foot fall down toward the ground. Mine stops here. I don't know how far it is away. I'm just going to breathe it. Oh, there's the ground. Once the side of the foot is on the ground, put your mind on this hip and just roll it a little forward and roll it a little back. With your long leg side foot on the ground and your iliacus maybe not talking loud enough for you to hear, but I promise you it's saying thank you. Now put your mind on that leg and it's long. I flexed my foot to keep my leg long. Stretch it down and let it slide on the floor and go back. Hang out here for a while. This is the iliacus and psoas together. Iliopsoas. Stretching out it. Pull that shoulder forward. You'll feel more stretch. In your mind's eye, picture that big, fabulous muscle. By the way, if you happen to eat beef, this is the filet mignon, the psoas muscle from the back of the spine, long through your pelvic girdle to the top of your thigh bone. And your filet mignon says, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, with care, because your front of your thigh could be real tight, bend that leg ever so slowly, drop the knee. It's going to want to pop up. Drop the knee down as low as your body will. Walk the foot back as far as it will. I'm feeling some pretty intense stretching. I don't know when my quads got this tight. But, I always say I'm heading towards 70. I'm not quite there yet. By the time I get 70, I want my quads loose again. And so I will gently release them, stretch them, relax them. Now, whenever you're ready, stay there as long as you want. On YouTube, hit pause and hang out here as long as you want. Whenever you're ready, we're going to roll onto our backs. This is where you get rid of your little pillow, or maybe choose a smaller one, onto your back. I found my back. There it is. I want to do a stretch. Amy, this is you and your all along our sacroiliac, underneath your dimples. There's a fine mesh of muscles. And your great big glutes and your great big gluteus medius. Level one, leave your feet on the ground and shoulders on the ground and tip and let your knee come up where it will. Level two, hug your legs first. Excuse me, I have to roll around a little while I get my knees just hugged in perfect. Now I'm going to roll my shoulders onto the ground. Can you reach this knee? If you can, help it over. If you can't, gravity will help it over. My tender shoulder said my long arm was too much, so I folded my arm in. You do what's right for you. So do your arms your way, not mine. And roll over and push down and breathe out and be. When I came more slowly, I could let the weight of my arm hang out. Most people, their shoulder, if the shoulder stays on the ground, the legs are up a little. If the legs are on the ground, the shoulders up a little. Whatever you do, do it with care. It's often recommended to keep the shoulder on the ground. So you might put a block over here under your knee so you don't roll over too much. If you like your shoulder on the ground, I'm going to tell you, my shoulder loves my arm hanging in the air, so I'm coming all the way over. It's boring. I don't care. It's too delicious. See the little rocking I'm doing? I'm just the whole sacroiliac gluteus medius, gluteus maximus. Think of this top leg when it's curled all the way up, you get a stretch one way. If that top leg, my door is in the way, so I'm going to leave it bent a little, comes down lower and hangs down, you stretches a little differently. So play with the position of your knee while you've rotated with care. Breathing. Now, before you come out of this, give yourself a very engaged pelvic tilt. One leg at a time. Use your arms to push and come back to neutral. I need a few windshield wipers because I have to find out where is my mat. I think I've lost it. Windshield wipers and okay, there we are. Check how your back is, how's your shoulders. All righty, are you at level 1 where you leave your feet on the ground, root your shoulders, and tip your feet over? Let this leg come up if it wants to, stay down if it wants to. Play around with this leg and feel. I'm actually looking back toward this hand, shoulder down, leg forward, maybe down here. So play with that if that feels best. Here's another option. Oh, wiggle yourself up into your best knee hug. Root your shoulders into the ground. Will your body allow you to reach to the other knee? We all have different lengths of everything. You may reach and there's no knee there. Who cares? So if you can't reach, you just tip. You're curled up, tipped, and play with your leg up here. So some people are playing with their leg lower or higher. Some people are holding on, some aren't. Keyword, play. Did you want to put a block under this leg so that you can roll all the way over to the block and your shoulder is just right for you? You notice my knees tend to stay apart. I have my great big belly in the way, but I could push it down. I don't want that blocker. It was just a demonstration. Wiggle around your way, your rotation, your shoulder. Appreciate what your body will give you. Breathe into it and intend a little more. Beautiful. All right, it's one last move. Instead of Shavasana, I'm doing the goddess. Here we are. Where do you want your arms? Down, out, over, up. Play with your arms, find their spot. Use blocks to support anything that needs support. Sorry, my arms took some attention. Oh, well. Now, see how your feet are up close to you with some care. Drop down. Drop down. And there you hang out in your goddess. Breathing. Do you prefer a little block under your knee so there's not quite as much weight pulling on your inner thigh? Do you like as much weight as possible pulling? Are your arms in one position and you want to try another? You know, I'm going to bring my legs up and give myself a pelvic tilt again. I did one, but I didn't talk about it. And I need a little better pelvic tilt before my goddess. Knees drop open, arms where you choose, body comfortable. If you have time, you could slide right into Shavasana and stay there a long time. I don't want the video to be too long, so I'm going to turn on to my side and gradually come to sitting. Be entitled. Oh, while we stretch, I'll tell you about the big lie. Be entitled to stay in whatever stretch is right for you. Should you be in the goddess? Should you be in Javasana? You're doing whatever you want while I tell you about the big lie. So, in many cultures, mine, they teach us not to be selfish, that you should put others first, and that to be selfish is bad. And I'm going to say, not selfish, self-entitled. The lie is, there we are, that to consider yourself hurts others. No. Consider yourself, use problem solving, and find creative ways to tend yourself and consider others. That's the big lie, that you cannot consider yourself and be a good community member. Of course you can. Breathing. You've considered yourself and chosen your seat. Maybe you are still in Shavasana. Maybe you're laying on your side. Maybe you've pulled your cover up and you're just listening to the goodbye of class before you take your nap. I'm doing what's very hard for me. I'm working on bending my leg. I don't know that it'll ever get back to sitting cross-legged, but I'm going to accept it. Really thank my fabulous new knee. And I will say, I intend a little better. That's all I had. Now, think of your body and say thank you. Heart over, hand over heart center. And thank whoever, whatever you believe in. Up, stretch, pat yourself on the back or the chest. And thank you for coming to practice and know that the light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. Your body stretch with awareness, your way in your last move of your practice. Oh, enjoy whatever you want. A little more stretching, zipping up and getting busy at the farmer's market, whatever's in your day. I'm gradually working my way over to turn off the recording. By the way, check out, this is the knee, which today I learned I can kneel on just fine, but that I'm still pampering. So I'm just setting it down at 90 degrees and I'll roll up onto this knee. And now I can get up using my supports and pampering a knee that might need pampering. Here's the key to the move. See that back foot? Either no shoe or very secure shoe, because here's the move. I am going to rock weight onto this leg, push with my back foot, and right here, I switch my back foot so that it's now taking my weight. I'll show you that one more time. So I got all the way to here, my surgical knee pampered. How am I going to get up? Push with my back foot and then stand on it. Oh, looky here. She's up. You can play with that. You can replay that many times. It's quite a fabulous thing to a little at a time find things you thought you lost, you might get back. And if you don't, you have body acceptance and you say thank you to your body. I gotta say thank you to you guys. The people in class know my house is under construction. The only clean place in the house was the front doorway. You saw my neighbor come in and out the front doorway. What can I say? We found a place to practice and I wouldn't have done it without you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Let me see if I can turn off this recording. I'll stay for tea if you're here in person in Zoom. And yes, I have hiccups. There we are. Bye, guys. Thanks so much. Stop. Yes.